Welcome to the Catholic Sun Spotlight. I am Catherine Long, editor of the Catholic Sun, and today I am joined by Deacon Brendan Foley, who will be ordained to the priesthood June 5th. Deacon Brendan, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
I have had the great pleasure of getting to know Deacon Brendan a little bit over the years. But for folks who may not know you, why don't we start with just a little bit about you? Tell us who you are, where you come from, and then we'll get to how you are coming to be a priest in a couple of weeks.
I know, very exciting. Brendan Foley, 29 years old. I'm from Binghamton, New York, and my home parish is St. James in Johnson City. I grew up going to Catholic school there. I went to Blessed Sacrament and St. James and Seton Catholic Central High School. Graduated in 2010, went on to the University of Scranton, which is a Jesuit school, where I finished an undergraduate degree in exercise science, which was a little bit different of a path. But everyone had to study some philosophy and theology there, which was great. And I loved my time there. But as I was finishing that degree, I knew physical therapy had to kind of go on the back burner, and I had to really discern this call to priesthood. And so after I graduated, I actually did a program called Francis Corps, which is local to the diocese, but it's run by the Franciscans, and it draws post-grad college students from all over the country, all over the world sometimes, to serve in Syracuse. And that's what I did for a year. I worked at the Catholic Charities Northside CYO Refugee Resettlement Agency, and I had an incredible experience there and lived in intentional community. And after that, I was not feeling compelled to go back to physical therapy, exercise science, and I took a leap and entered the seminary at St. Mary's in Baltimore, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. So what was that discernment period like for you? Were you actively discerning priesthood while you were in Francis Corps, or how did that discernment process work for you?
Yeah, I think from a young age, I felt like I had that tug in my heart, but it really wasn't until the end of college that I was actually okay with hearing it a little bit more. And Francis Corps allowed me to have a safe space to really, get to know myself, learn myself better, see what kind of gifts I had, and ask the Lord where He was working in my life. And again, just being around young adults my age who were willing to grow in their faith offered me a safe space to really ask the Lord where I was supposed to go in life.
So. Certainly you've had these amazing experiences. You've worked, you've served in community, you've done all sorts of things. What do you think that will allow you to bring to your ministry as a priest? What kind of gifts and experiences and insight will you be bringing to that ministry?
Yeah, it's funny. Thinking about Pentecost coming up here, we're a few weeks away from ordination, but a lot of the readings in the breviary talk about how the Spirit works uniquely in all of us, and I think that's something worth reflecting on for all of us, because different times and different situations bring out different gifts of us, regardless of where the communities that we're called to serve at. And that's been one of the things that has been beautiful about my time in formation, is that I've been exposed to so many different places, peoples, and so I think just kind of being exposed to all sorts of walks of life have kind of grounded me to be a good listener, to be present to people, and to try to be fully myself wherever I am.
Awesome. You're also becoming a priest during a pretty challenging chapter for the church. How has that informed your formation? How will it inform your ministry going forward?
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. That this challenging period of the church. Why would somebody be as courageous to answer this call now? But the more you really engage the lives of the saints, you realize that the church is always in a position where she is in a tough environment, and the Lord continues to raise up saints and witnesses in the midst of whatever crisis she might find herself in, to lead and to still bring people to a life of holiness and closer to the Lord. And I think that is a unique opportunity for us too to see ourselves in the same place, that we are called to lead people to holiness regardless of the situation or the context that we find ourselves in. The mission of Jesus doesn't change just because our culture changes around us. We're still called to bring people closer to Christ and be a witness of holiness in the world.
So we're a couple weeks away from ordination at this point, but it's the end of one leg of the journey and certainly the beginning of another. As you become Father Brendan, is there a portion of that ministry that you're looking forward to the most? What is Father Brendan going to enjoy most about his ministry?
It's funny, towards the end of my time at St. Mary's, we had to do practicum classes where we actually are practicing celebrating Mass, practicing hearing confessions, practicing anointing people. And it's one of those things where you just you feel overwhelmed that am I really about to be doing this? And is the Lord really about to be working through me in this new way? And that's so exciting. So it's really the whole sacramental life of the church that I'm ready to be overwhelmed by the abundance of grace flowing through me, around me. And I'm excited for what that will have an impact in all those people around me, in myself, of course, too. Just so exciting, really.
Terrific. We will end with one question here, and thank you so much again for being with us. Any words of advice for a young person discerning a vocational call?
Yeah. I think just showing up to prayer, even when you feel like you're not getting anything out of it, even when it's dry, showing up is one thing that we can always do, and that is our own participation in the Lord's work, because even though we think that maybe the Lord's not showing up, he always, always, always is showing up and does not abandon us in our periods of dryness, in our periods of confusion, stress, whatever it is. We're never alone. And so just that perseverance to continue to show up in prayer every day, at the beginning of the day, the end of the day, and that's really where we start to see where the graces are at work.
Well, Deacon Brendan, thank you so much for being with us again today. Please know that our prayers are with you as you approach ordination. And be sure to read more about Deacon Brendan in upcoming issues of The Catholic Sun and at thecatholicsun.com. Deacon Brendan, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Cash. And thank you for doing this. This is so exciting, all the stuff that the Catholic Sun is doing and everything that you're doing to help spread the good news in the diocese. So thank you.
Well, you are most welcome. And if you keep that up, then you're going to be a regular guest. So.
Oh, man. I don't know about that.